Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it's Juan and William, and we are back with another beautiful installment of our predictions, our expert predictions for,
Totally technical
yeah,
analysis.
for Formula One 2022. New season, new cars, new me. And we're talking about Aston Martin, the luxury, the skill, the class personified in 12th and 13th place last season.
And the safety car.
And the
So
safety
they were
car.
technically either first or last the entire
That is
time.
very true. The safety car technically won a season for a certain team we won't mention. But
Mm-hmm.
if we're going to talk about predictions wise, I don't have crazy high hopes. It'd be really exciting to watch them fight in the midfield. It'd be really exciting to see them hit Q3 more than a couple of times a season. I'm really excited for their livery reveal, which is going to be right after Red Bull. Going to be
Mm-hmm.
sick, I'm sure, because they always have sick colors. Sick
Mm-hmm.
cars, sick colors.
The green or the pink, I think they're
Yeah.
going to incorporate a little more pink this
Oh, it'd
time.
be
So that should
sick.
be really cool.
Yeah. Race wise, I don't have high hopes.
Mm.
Uh, they're keeping with their drivers, aren't they? It's going to be the same
Same
Vettel
lineup.
and Stroll.
Lance Stroll.
The Canadian and the German, not a perfect pair. We've been through a world war before where they were not on the same side. So
Mm-mm.
watching them try and race is just, it's a little tough.
Yeah.
They have their moments.
Yeah, Sebastian Vettel, I think, had his moments.
Yeah.
Lance Stroll, I don't think he had any standout moments from last season.
I mean, they make a few highlights throughout the whole year.
Yeah.
But it's nothing to write home about, and it's nothing that you're going to call your mom up and say, "Did you see what Lance Stroll did this season?"
Did you know his dad owns the team?
Yeah, well, shocker right there.
Yeah.
Big money don't make no money when you're dumping 50, $60 million a year into a racing team that's failing.
Yeah. But honestly, I think he's from the 2020 season, right? I think they just had a shit car for the 2021 season. So I think that's where a lot of it came from.
Yeah.
So I think based on the 2020 season, he did kind of prove that it wasn't all just daddy's money, right? He did prove that he had a little bit of race grit within him, at least more so than some of the other drivers that were sharing that field that year. Last year, though, I think he was one of the more unimpressive drivers. Lance Stroll was, especially Sebastian Vettel coming in that into the new team Mercedes engine and kind of blowing him. Not blowing him out of the water, right? But he had some really standout performances. Sebastian Vettel did, right?
I mean, Vettel got a podium.
He got two podiums. One was taken away.
He got a podium officially. That's what we're talking about.
Right.
I'll talk about the past like that. Officially, he got one. And yeah, I mean, look, they all have something to prove this season with the new car and the new format. I want them to do good because I really like the way their cars look.
Yeah.
That's truly the only reason.
They sound so good, too.
Yeah. If we're going to be 100% honest, and I'm going to tell my true feelings, I do not think they're going to be a midfield team. I just haven't seen that with their team standings, with their team principal, with their engineers. It's just everything's been so quiet and boring.
Yeah.
And I know it's like, we only listen to people who get the drama. But to be honest, it's like there needs to be change. And I know these two drivers, they're very any driver that gets in a Formula One car and can stand up to the top 20 drivers in the world, they're good drivers. But I just don't think that they're within the top 10 right now.
The 2021 regs really screwed them over.
Yeah.
With the I think it was like the high rake, low rake concept. They basically copied Mercedes, or at least aero
the front end
structure from 2019, and they brought that over, or from 2020. So that already kind of tells you that they don't really have the engineering chops to kind of come up with their own thing. And Mercedes, of course, didn't mind, right? They don't mind having another Mercedes engine car doing really well. And so from what I see, I think I see someone like Lance Stroll maybe not doing too well. Sebastian Vettel, I think they're maybe not going to deliver the greatest car this season. And so I think as well for him, I think they're probably going to end up maybe just outside the top 10 or just within the top 10. So I do think there's going to be races where they're going to be in contention for the midfield. But considering last season with their engine, with their car design, they didn't really have that midfield, components tied to it all. I think they're really going to struggle this year. And I think even with like the additional wind tunnel time, they're building the new facility. That's not done yet.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're going to be able to I think the season's going to be kind of a wash for them. And so where do I see Lance Stroll?
Yeah, put a number on it. Lance Stroll.
I think I see Lance Stroll maybe like P11.
11, so up from last year.
Up from last year. I think they're going to do a little better because I think last year they 100% got screwed over with the new aero regs. But I do think there's going to be a slight improvement. The team definitely has a lot of motivation. So I think they're going to improve just a little bit. But I think 2022 is going to be kind of a wash season for them. It's not going to be one where they really perform consistently or at the top. They're not going to be one of those surprise teams that comes out of nowhere and is suddenly in like a podium position on a regular.
Yeah.
They're definitely not going to be in that position. And even with Sebastian Vettel being a great driver. But I see Lance Stroll over there in the P11. But I do see Sebastian Vettel performing a little better than him and being like a P9, P10.
What I find interesting is that they're not making any big driver moves. They got a new team principal, right?
Yeah, new team, Mike Crack.
Mike Cock, yeah. So Mike Cock is, he's going to be leading the team as the principal. But, a lot of teams, when they've had years like this.
Bendover wasn't available.
Bendover was busy. But a lot of teams, when they've had years and years like this, where they struggle in their midfield, but they keep getting just pushed out of top 10, they make some pretty drastic decisions. But, it just doesn't seem like they're doing anything. If I'm going to put a number on it, Vettel, 10. If I'm going to put a number on Stroll, 15. He is going to take Russell's spot.
Whoa! Yeah. Okay, so you see him tumbling down.
I don't see him
order.
tumbling, but I don't like you said. It's like there's just no news in Formula One. No news is bad news.
Yeah.
And I can't say I would love to see them because neither of them are, to be honest, in my opinion, impressive drivers. They have their moments. They've had their seasons.
I think Sebastian Vettel's going to retire this season. I think so. I think he's already mentioned that he doesn't want to be in racing much longer because I think he's reaching 40 kind of soon. He's already mentioned there's no way he's going to be racing past that age. And so I see him retiring this season.
I mean, he's only 34. To be fair, Hamilton's 37. But obviously Hamilton is an animal. He's not a human being. Not in a bad way. I don't know if you can say that. Actually, I don't want to get canceled. He's a machine.
He's a machine.
He's not an animal. I think Vettel's a fun driver. It's cool to see him win. If he does retire and pull like a Kimi Räikkönen, even though, Kimi retired a whole lot later, but if he's just I'm going to finish a season and retire and not really worry about it, but still put in some decent moments, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
That's all you can ask. But that puts so much pressure on Aston Martin to actually do something good.
Yeah, they have to have a good car. They have to have a good car. They have to have a good structure because if not, nothing else is going to happen.
Bringing a rookie with